All right, a very good morning to you and you're welcome to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana and it is the 29th of April 2024. We thank Almighty for giving us yet another day to go through the issues of the country. Let's go through the headlines of the newspapers and I start off with the Daily Graphic. It says, freedom of speech abuse worrying panelists. Journalists charged to play a role towards peaceful elections. Ghana Post unveils Otumfuo commemorative stamps Saturday. I presume you saw a couple of them on Good Evening Ghana somewhere last week. NPA boss re-elected head of African Refineries Distributors. Daily Guide. Nana Bawumia storm Ejiso. Help make 2024 elections peaceful, Akufo-Addo tells Yagbonrua. MMDC's Hail Education. MMDC's Hail Education Transformation. Asante-Hene at 25, Ghana Post to unveil special stamp. NPA boss re-elected African Refineries Distributors President. Congratulations to that. The New Crusading Guide. NPA boss re-elected ARDA President. Ejiso by-election stay focused until victory is achieved, Coca tells NPP members. Create partnership with Ghanaian businesses for your mutual benefits, KT Hammond tells U.S. business leaders. Kandapa versus Vomowo. Your application lacks merit to be entertained and is hereby dismissed. Judge rules and grants 10K Ghana cedis in favor of plaintiff. Adiomi, during the bidding of the NDC in Ejiso, political analyst warns. Former University of Ghana's SRC president tipped to win law school SRC presidential race. Bawumia begins nationwide campaign. The Insight. 2024 elections, new political party emerges to be launched on July 1. Mahama's 24-hour economy best sellable policy in Ghana's current economy. Economist. MST marks 40 years of struggle for landless rural workers. Why elites in global north are scared to talk about Palestine. The Herald. NPP man tells Akufo-Addo to be transparent. Warns KPMG reports on GRA SML deal released. NPP sitting uneasy over tomorrow's by-election at Ejiso. Giba wades into petrol bomb attacks on Class Media Group. I thought I saw some CCTV footage capturing some 4 persons who caused it. I don't know if it was the Class Media petrol attack. But MPA boss re-elected African Refineries and Distributor President, Education Minister, named schools to be painted. Hey, we've gone far. But APAC, the Fiameco maintain lack of priority. We've gone far with the painting. Okay. The Inquisitor, dangerous and reckless precedent, sabotage among road contractors. Godfred Oparijan rise, the shadows of competent, versatile Napo and the enemies within. Asante-Hene at 25, Ghana Post to honor Otumfuo with commemorative stamp. The top right corner has Ghana records average of 9,900 snake bites annually. The Daily Statesman, Bawumia begins nationwide campaign. Ghana Post honors Otumfuo. NPA boss secures second term as ARDA president. KT Hammond pursues U.S. partnership for Ghanaian businesses. Adiomi's ties with NDC raises concerns in Ejiso race. The Daily Searchlight. Published full KPMG report, NDC minority, Wafa KK goes home. Rest in peace, Wafa. And then we also have NPA CEO re-elected as president of African Refineries and Distributors Association. 2024 election, Dr. Bawumia starts nationwide campaign tour on April 29. Veteran broadcaster Joe Latte passes on, aged 96. Rest in perfect peace. And then we also have Verna Natural Mineral Water, overall winner of the 2023 Ghana Beverage Awards. The Ghanaian publisher, Bawumia, kicks off 2024 campaign. Nana Jata Desit lauds creativity of AUCC students. Ekufuado Bawumia Frema Mon with a KK. Transport Minister inducted as CISCM Fellow. The custodian. NPP warns voters in Ejiso for Kwabena Boateng. Visit to Pope Francis. Ghanaians praise Bawumia for religious harmony. CISCM inducts Kweku Ofori Isiama for insightful leadership. Uphold ethical standards. June 4 tells journalists. DNB begins nationwide issues-based campaign. The new finder, Ghana in dire need, in dire need of huge investment in energy, agric, raw materials production, Yamson. Dr. Bawumia officially kicks off campaign today. NPA boss retained as ARDA president. Ghana Post unveils Asante Hene commemorative stamp. And that's what we have for you for the headlines of the newspapers. Let's take a break. We'll be back shortly. All right, welcome back to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana. And I have my guest with me already in the studio. Okay, so representing the NDC is Beatrice Annan, who is a lawyer and also a member of the NDC communications team. Beatrice, you're welcome. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I hope you're well.
I'm very well and excited. From Wednesday, I've been in a very positive mood. And so...
From Wednesday?
Yes, after the outdooring of our indefatigable running mate.
Oh, okay.
So we have a running mate. I don't know about the MPP. They don't have. They're still searching. All their names are questionable. I'm told 2 vice chancellors have declined the offer. They are not getting the match. Yeah, so I'm very high. Hopefully we will talk about that. In fact, we must talk about it as a must.
Don't start. Hajia Rabi Salifri is also the Deputy Communications Director for the MPP, and she's here with us. Hajia, welcome.
Thank you, Annie. That's Mama Behe. Kwa lafia nku. Unafata kowa na lafia.
Kowa na kowa.
Annie, did she just say it's a must?
What's
and are we going to discuss? Are we
issue?
going to discuss any topic under directs?
Oh no.
Anyway. Good morning, Annie. I can tell
issue.
the weekend was as good for you as myself.
How?
From your face, you're looking so cute as usual.
It's looking spiffy.
Yes, you are. And then
Did you say it again?
I can really tell the weekend was good. And then I say good morning to all our viewers. It's a very good Monday. His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic, will be starting his campaign today. And it is as easy, simple, and clear as telling us that he is going in a battle of character, in a battle of effective campaigning, and in a battle of effective issue conversation or idea-based. He's going to look at the ideas around. He has even already started. I don't know if you were the one who mentioned manifesto and all that.
Yeah.
He's seeking the views of Ghanaians generally. He's taking that there is an online link that leads everyone to say what you think he should add to his manifesto. So we are going with a very clear and precise, all-inclusive approach. So as he's going, don't be worried. He would come back with it as he is touring the regions. He certainly would be reminded, would be advised, and would be encouraged to add or include certain
But the
areas.
vice president has been campaigning already. Oh.
Well, I can't remember seeing him campaign on any platform. He has been working as the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. He has been speaking to the issues that affect us as Ghanaians. Yes, you probably will call it campaign, but the reality is when there is work to do, you have to do it, and that's what he has always been doing. Today, he commences his campaign officially, the tour officially. And as we go, we'll be progressing, and you would enjoy the whole
Let me throw in
campaign.
this question.
Yeah, sure, do.
How do you distinguish between working as vice president and campaigning?
Good.
What's the
I will look at it from
and let me
angles.
lay this before you come in.
Yes.
As a president, I'm not expecting to see the president everywhere or the vice president everywhere every time talking to people. No, I expect that I'll see them occasionally, depending on what event is happening. In some of the events, we have even criticized that some of the events, the presidents should leave it for the ministers, the DCs, the local assemblies and all. But mostly you see them in those activities. So I'm just, laying that bare before you come in. So how do you distinguish so that for those of us who will criticize that, well, the vice president has been campaigning the whole time, maybe you want to educate us?
Yes, so you see, looking at it from several angles, one would say, on technical terms, when you look at the protocol, the handling of a vice president or a president, and then a candidate, even from the protocol angle, is far, far different. Now, why I am saying this is looking at it in terms of access to the person. That's on the technical point. Say, for a president, the nature of the work, the structure of the presidency or the vice president's office is such that you would need lots of structures to encounter, booking appointment, going through lots of formalities, even getting that accessible to the person isn't as easy and shouldn't be expected to be as easy as when the person is in the campaign mode. And on campaign mode, the person is availing, coming more closer to the people. And now, what will be the substance? Not just strictly remaining on a point of achievement being delivered or work or policies being implemented, but also going beyond that to tell the people, so good, we said we would do this. We have been able to do this. We intended doing this, but we couldn't get everything as required. And this is what we want to do more. Where it is necessary to say, look, I am sorry, give me the chance to redo it again. Why not? It can be reconsidered. But where there is a need to also say, I have done it very well and I'm coming back to do it more, or I am coming to continue with what I know I will do better, is why I am here. The interaction, even the tempo, with a vice president coming, you even look at him in the gathering, the choice of words, the mannerisms, even chipping in some jokes or some informal activities wouldn't just come when you are doing it as the vice president or on an official platform. But this one, you see how it goes. Everything inclusive, the plays, the conversations, the critics will come, the solutions will be provided, but what matters is that today he is going on a tangent of bold solution conversation. He is telling us that I keyed out my 70 points issues, what we did, what didn't go too well, and this is what I am coming to do, boldly, clearly, and the next chapter will be opened for
So this trip of the nationwide tour is the one that he's going to cement his comments of, I was the driver's mate.
Well, I wouldn't preempt that, or I wouldn't jump the gun to see what he is going to discuss with the people specifically. But I'm just giving you the general expectation. And I know he has already said it, that, look, we should go on issue-based tangent. We are not going to have any insults as we have seen others start to do. We are going to talk to the people. And you know His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will always come on the issues. He will listen to you. And if there is a need to adjust, drop, or move on, we move on as a country.
Let
You
me,
want to speak
yes,
to that?
Yes. I think that is a very trending issue. So if we are discussing our running mates, we have to discuss. For now, he's also a vice president. Is this a campaign or is a tour? What is it? It's a campaign.
It's a campaign tour.
Rabbi, it's a campaign, right?
It's a campaign
So you have
tour.
officially begun your campaign.
Yes.
You have been on campaign tours. You just came from one quite recently. I was following you. So it's not something different from what you went to do.
So it's a campaign tour.
Except that ours is going to be extensively issues-based. It's going to dwell on the character of the person and as well on effectiveness of the candidate. I'm just rehashing what I said. So you just asked the question, and I'm providing you the information.
It's a yes or no answer.
Oh, no. Yes or no is optional. You can choose to elaborate.
Ghanaians, I think that Ghanaians should be more worried than we are. I honestly think that all is not well with the MPP and to a larger extent the vice president. I can confidently say that the MPP is trailing behind the NDC. They are practically copying what we are doing. And we see in between the lines, and I'll prove to you. And you remember that President Mahama delivered a speech, Ghana at the Crossroad, where he puts out some policy proposal at the time when we were experiencing a lot of economic difficulties. And then along the line, President Mahama said that I will scrap the e-levy when given the opportunity. So that's the first promise. Then he says that if you look at the fact that the president was running the country with 126 plus ministers, I would reduce the number of ministers to 60. Here comes Dr. Bawumia, who says, I would also scrap the e-levy. I will not just scrap the e-levy. I will reduce the number of my ministers to 50. I'm sure if President Mahama had said 40, he would say 30. So whatever figure President Mahama gives, he will reduce it by 10. Then as if that is not enough, President Mahama started the Building Ghana tour, and intermittently will meet relevant agencies depending on the demands of the region, like industry players in the maritime industry, will meet CHAS, will meet GUTA, and other relevant. Then quickly, Dr. Bawumia started also meeting these groups. Now, we said we were doing the People's Manifesto. We were soliciting views. They even started ridiculing us. Today, we are being told that, oh, we've opened a portal. Now we want to hear from the people. Maybe that one will be Population Manifesto and not People's Manifesto. Then you see...
So wait. No, but your manifesto, the People's Manifesto 2020, what was the caption?
It was People's Manifesto,
yeah.
Yes.
So you're using the same?
Yes.
Okay.
When we started soliciting the views, they said, well, we didn't know what you were doing. We didn't have the requisite expertise to propose solutions. So we are now relying on the people of Ghana today. They also don't have the requisite solutions. So they are relying on the people of Ghana. Then the weakest point that got me laughing yesterday was when I saw my very good friend, Miracle Abuaje's release. The vice president kickstarts the campaign. Oh, Professor Jena Nopuku-Ajiman. The pressure. And the campaign is supposed to start today. Yeah. So today, we are being told yesterday that the president is kickstarting the nationwide campaign. I think that I would just ask for one favor. That on this campaign, Dr. Bawumia must show a lot of honesty to us, as he has started. First of all, he has started a campaign without a running mate. So we don't know. In fact, they are not even getting a running mate. I can understand. The position is a very difficult one. I can understand that because, first of all, Napo was the one tipped. I mean, most tipped. Then we have Dunso. Oh, by your party people. He has been campaigning through the party. He has a lot of social media lobbying and other internal lobbying. Then we experience doomsday. So now Napo is at 40%. The chances has reduced because otherwise we'll prepare our timetable and meet him as a running mate. Then they said, oh, Dr. Educhum. Some of their pro-media houses even reported the Educhum matter. And you know what is happening? Now because of that, he's also bringing blue and white school uniform. He might as well just add red shoes so that we know they are MPP colors. He's painting schools blue and white. So he too is another damaged good. The two other female vice chancellors have also declined. So he has no option than to start.
But there's Natoshi also in there.
I mean, yes, there is Natoshi too. Natoshi too is lobbying strongly. Oh, Charlie, Prof is giving pressure.
She's lobbying.
Yeah, she's lobbying.
Lobbying.
How
did you know that?
Because when they are lobbying, why don't you have friends in the MPP?
Oh, some
they are lobbyists.
Dr. Baumia himself didn't lobby.
His challenge is that he promised. Oh, let me make my submission. Right? His challenge is that he promised.
I'm sure Dr. Baumia, when he was
about 4 people running mates. So there's some people who say, oh, Dr. Baumia has promised that. But the most important point I'll say is that I think maybe for a campaign to officially kickstart, given the character of Dr. Baumia, and he says that the campaign will be based on character. I don't know who set him up for ridicule. Because when you have a candidate like Dr. Baumia, the last thing you should bring on the table is character. Because you see, when you do that, you're setting the man up for ridicule. Because which character are we talking about? If Dr. Baumia reads speech here right now in 5 minutes, we can fact check like 10 lies. It's too consistent. So when you put character on the table, this morning I'm in a very good mood because of Prof. So I don't want to do the usual politics. Professor Gina Opoku-Agyeman. Oh. My spirits are so high. As a woman, I have to carry the excitement for at least a week. So by Wednesday, my excitement will end. But you see, the MPP must be learning. It is this same Dr. Baumia who has a penchant for speaking loosely, for want of a better expression, on campaign platforms which are not contained in their manifestos. And they never get to the manifesto, and it brings problems, first of all, at Cape Coast. You remember, the people of Cape Coast, I have good news for you. We are building an airport. We are building a harbor. Where is that? When the president was asked, he said, me. I never instructed him to say that we are building harbor. So is he going to do that on this first round of his campaign, as you have been told? He was on the first round of campaign. I think that's how they call this one, first round of campaign. When he said that in 18 months, there will be no community in Ghana that will have a toilet or water problem. Maybe he should dab the building toilet tour. Because there are a lot of communities that he will be visiting that they don't have water and they don't have toilets. Yesterday, the president was in Damongo. The water system which the NDC started, 7 years, we haven't seen them. So there are communities in the north, in Dr. Baumia's own hometown, Wale, where people do not have access to water. And so 7 years down the line, what is he going to tell people? You remember his famous, there will be jobs and jobs and jobs. That one, he needed water to even cool down. Today, unemployment under him has doubled from 8% to 14.7%, with youth unemployment at 30%, all-time high in 40 years. What would Dr. Baumia be telling the people of Ghana on this tour? That he is a driver's mate? Has he got a license to drive the car now?
No, but at this point, you may want to appreciate the fact that he has indicated that he was only
so has he acquired the license now?
It's a clear indication or a clear distancing of what is happening. So, I mean, distancing from what's happening today.
The statements I'm reading to you, if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. We have arrested the depreciating cedi and given the keys to the IGP. An MPP government will move from taxation to production. the MPP will do differently. We don't have to borrow for roads. All we need is to toll the roads. We will start constructing roads with concrete. We are building a new harbour in Cape Coast. We are building model SHS in Zongo communities in the 16 regions. We will build a Dubai medical city. Momo is for the poor. It will not be taxed. These are the things he said.
But he said he
when he was
11.
a driver's mate.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but
yes.
Even though he said that, he's expecting that the driver would have collaborated.
So he's telling us that President Anado is a failure.
Well, that's my basic understanding.
So let me ask you, when Dr. Bawumia comes to power, who are the people he will appoint as his ministers? Would it not be the same crop?
No.
Would his...
No,
they will come from the MPP.
Yeah, but you can't be sure of the
what
people
are you talking about?
He will appoint. Maybe he can even appoint people in the...
Nana Komia was a spokesperson. He's a very instrumental member of his campaign. He's the CEO of STC, which has collapsed. When he comes, are you telling me, oh, STC is making losses? As for that one, if you want to go into that debate, I'm happy to debate you. It's an eyesore. So Nana Komia will not be given an appointment, or he'll be moved from one state institution to another. The members of this government are his appointees. This morning, if I were Dr. Bawumia, you know when I will start campaigning? October, November, December. So that the things I will say will have a short span. Dr. Bawumia lacks the credibility any leader needs to possess. It's not even funny. In very serious jurisdiction, you would see people calling on him to resign. It's not even funny. What is he going to tell the people? That you are writing on your bellies in Northeast. After I have become vice president for 7 years, he could lobby for Ghana card, but he cannot lobby for classrooms for his own community. Under him, we cannot pay our external debt. The people he's going to meet, the stakeholders, will include the aged whose pensions funds have been affected. What would he tell them? That as head of the economic management team, forgive me, I was only the driver's mate. When he changed the PDS from a bank guarantee to an insurance guarantee, and the assets of this nation were found with Babbes and friends of this government, what will he be telling the people? What would he be telling the people? I'm very skeptical, and I would be watching and following and be saying, maybe the MPP believes that. Let's keep pushing a certain narrative. Maybe let's keep pushing it. Let's keep pushing it, and the Ghanaian people would maybe get it, because I cannot for the life of me understand why the MPP has so much temerity and effrontery in the face of what is happening. Well, so for 9 months, what will he be doing? There will be no office of vice president, or he'll be working virtual.
You know,
would he be working virtual?
You know, that discussion maybe can be held on another platform or maybe another time, because I have thought about it, that when you have a situation as we have today, and you have a vice president, now a flag bearer for a political party, how do we manage the two? What do we do to make sure that, yes, we're still meeting the needs of the people by playing the role of the vice president and still be able to manage a campaign leading to an election?
Her landing point just says, when you set up mischief and you're swimming in it, this is what happens. She has even answered what you just asked. For God's sake, we have moved on as a globe. You needn't sit to just say, so one must sit in the office. No, you said I shouldn't talk. You said I shouldn't. But you were talking. I sat through. I didn't interject. Just let me talk.
Ravi, you did.
I sat through and listened to you. So let me flow. What I am telling you is that, Annie, you shouldn't expect anybody today to sit and ask, is he going not to be working as if, how? For God's sake. This is a situation where we are, and this is a person who is anchoring digitalization. He is telling you how effective you can use your time. This morning we were watching on your same platform when the young man was talking about AI and how we are getting more productive and how we are utilizing our time and everything. Whether there is no internet or which is stop this. I don't want to do that. I didn't do that.
I'm sorry. I was only shipping.
So just apologize. You for apologize. Thank you for apologizing. Now let me move on. So what I am telling you, Annie, is that
you shouldn't expect him to be static. Coming from COVID, we all know that people are even more useful with their time, having to employ digital structures or to work virtually or remotely wherever they find. And across the globe, people have now embraced remote working and everything. Fast forward, I want to come back to the questions Beatrice asked, though they came as just open questions, but I would want to respond to them. I find it very difficult to watch the NDC speak about what right has somebody got to come to campaign to people out of not having the right character, not having the good conduct, or having lied as they want to tag the vice president. Now, Annie, let me say this. We have a person who has served as a vice president. You can call him a driver's mate. It's okay. He worked as the former president John Dramani Mahama did. I said it on this platform that we can't, if we want to be very realistic, we can't point out one very frustrated vice president in this country or two without mentioning His Excellency former President John Dramani Mahama. He is a living testimony, and he would attest to the fact that sitting on the seat of a vice president isn't as easy as they are trying to let us see it. He came, look, in their process of ruling, he was as frustrated up to a point where he was drafting his resignation letter. You know why he was drafting his resignation letter? Because he wasn't as functional as Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. He wasn't as useful to the nation as Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
That is inaccurate.
He wasn't as competent.
No.
He wasn't used.
No.
He wasn't allowed.
Haja.
He wasn't
Haja,
allowed.
pause.
Withdrawn. Comments withdrawn.
Thank you.
He wasn't allowed to effectively function as Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is doing. Now, let me tell you something. With me coming from development background, I will tell you, when you are seated and not implementing policies, there is where people don't have issues with you because you are doing nothing and there is nothing to talk about. Today, the NDC is only vocal and this assertive because we have a vice president like Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who would come and work, who would give them the opportunity to wake up from their slumber, who would tell them, look, we need an opposition that will go back to the drawing board and criticize the sitting government. In all this, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will come and tell you that, look, I wouldn't even come and say I'm a dead goat on a lame horse talking about that syndrome. Now she asked of, what is he coming to say? When he go, they will ask him questions. Saying it's going to be a fair play. Ghanaians are ready and Ghanaians are sound-minded, very discerning. Same questions will be asked His Excellency former President John Dramani Mahama. They would ask him what happened to Jida. They would ask him what happened to Sada.
What happened with Jida?
Good. With Jida, the Abuga Pele deal.
What happened?
They would ask him,
No, what happened?
how did you supervise the usage of the amount of money?
What was the outcome of Jida case?
What was the outcome? You know, Annie.
I don't know.
We all saw how the implementation, 32 million Ghana
And then
cedi,
what was it?
how 32 million Ghana cedi was mismanaged.
So what was the outcome of that?
We
You know,
also-
fighting corruption, you can be seen to be fighting corruption effectively when you're able to prosecute your own, not when you're able to prosecute your opponent. I hope you agree with that.
We are talking about Jida.
No, I hope you agree.
I totally agree.
And what
with
was the
you.
outcome of Jida?
And I will always tell you, in terms of prosecution, first it's about ascertaining the whole happening. 32 million Ghana cedis has been mismanaged.
And what
happened?
It didn't end at the mismanagement.
Yes, so that's
it
what I'm
has
saying.
an end. So come to the end, and then you make your point.
Of course, we have lawyers, we have judges, we have people who sit on, and I'm glad Beatrice is one. What I am telling you is that there is no point to rush quickly to pass any judgment on an issue when you don't have a full grasp or the components or everything that has to come with investigation. You know, arrest was made. You know, investigation is being done, and then to look at what really happened in terms of prosecution and all that, Annie, I am telling you that the most immediate or recent one that should give you reassurance on issues of what has happened to this person and so what should be the issue of the Maslow box. So I am telling you, no matter how long it takes.
No, the point I'm making is that you're making reference.
It's not going to take forever.
You're making reference to JIDA. What happened to the Maslow balls happened in the previous administration. What happened with JIDA happened in the previous administration.
Of course, yes.
Both leaders worked on it legally and have punished those who were seen to be involved in corrupt activities. And I think you should give credit, as you're giving the same credit to the current leadership for what it has done to the Maslow boss. I think the same should be given to what was done to the JIDA boss. Not so. If you're being fair and you're being very balanced and not being mischievous in your submission, I think you should be. It's the same thing.
In the case,
so why do you want to give credit to Maslow, but you don't want to give credit to JIDA?
Annie, I wouldn't run away from your position. And you have been having conversations with me here. When there is a need to go as clean and objective as possible, I would do. But if you had allowed me to land, I would have gotten to the same point you are doing. What I am telling you here is that, and no, let me tell you, it's not funny. What I am telling you this morning is that, and you see, you are happy. What I am telling you is
I
that,
just like you.
I know you like me, and I always give you the best. What I am telling you is that you have to start from the point of implementation. How is the implementation done? You would promise the people, this is what I am bringing to you. Now, you should be open enough for accountability. For your own integrity's sake, you should be able to do it well before even getting to a point of you being prosecuted and as well you being taken on and all that. What we are saying is that she asked a harmless question, I would deem it, that the people of Ghana would ask that, what are you coming to do? What did you do this? Okay. And I'm humbly saying, they would as well ask him, how did you run the country?
Okay.
We were all in this country. So for me to be nicely saying, and they will ask Bawumia, and Bawumia is subject to fact check and all that, we all saw the posturing. We all saw the utterances, and we all saw the posture His Excellency former President John Dramani Mahama gave us when we needed his voice most. We wanted him to just come to tell us, the people of Ghana, I have failed adequately. This is way worse performance. I have been incompetent. However, I am still the president, and this is what I can do. I would go back and correct it. You don't wait for Ghanaians to say enough is enough for you to want to come back. Never. We are going there, and Ghanaians will judge us based on our records and competence.
Okay, so if you're desperate of getting toothpaste that will take care of the family to save money, you want to go for the KEL 360 toothpaste. It's approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. It provides your family with all-round dental protection throughout the day and freshness. Also, KEL 360 toothpaste is good for children, kids, of course, and adults, and your family will be proud of the usage of it. So please contact them on 0246644798. It's from Samara Company Limited. KEL 360 toothpaste. It says happy smile. Lift and Elevators also says that if you want to enjoy the labor of your hands, just make sure that in your home where you cannot be affording to climb the stairs, use the lift and elevator services where they will come into your home and install the customized one for you. It's installed within 3 days, and they can also lift your goods as well. It's simple and self-supported elevator for both homes and offices, and also it can have wheelchairs fitted in them. They have American pneumatic vacuum elevators on the market today. So Lift and Elevators is at Sakumono. Call them on 0200-535-515 or send them an email to elevators@gmail.com for consultation and best solutions for the matter. Well, let's just move into one issue that we had releases from the Electoral Commission.
Oh, but Annie,
yes,
we will discuss the Electoral Commission. But Annie, we discussed the running mates.
Don't do this. Let her moderate the program, Beatrice. Let her go on. She's moderating the program.
No problem.
Beatrice,
let her moderate the program.
Please don't just dig a hole for me.
Let her
I beg you.
You don't determine.
I beg you.
You are very happy.
Beatrice, don't.
She's very happy.
No,
I can understand it. You calm
let her
down.
do her
They
work.
don't have a
Let
running
her
mate.
do her work.
They don't have a running mate, so if you
As
want
for
them.
running mates or no running mate, relax.
Now
You
they
know,
are
look,
struggling.
Well,
So they are starting their campaign.
Well,
without
whether you
one.
call it a struggle, do you know when Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was chosen as a running mate?
When?
How many months was it to election?
When?
Go and check that.
that reminds me. What?
Yes.
How's it just going?
Go and very well. And did you see the final
No,
rally?
there's controversy. There's not very well. There's controversy going on in Nigeria.
You know there's
Do
certainly
you
be
see the final
controversy. You
rally
know
at
why?
Aston North?
The independent candidate.
Yeah.
So why
You
is
are tagging him
not,
NDC,
Wait,
why?
wait. Why is NDC not in Ejiso? If she's saying I say no, why is NDC not in Ejiso? What I am saying here is
so
that, let me come, Annie.
So because NDC is not there,
No,
that's
I'm
why
just responding
that's why
to
the
her.
independent candidate is being
Not the case.
suspected
not the
to
case.
be.
I haven't even heard of him being tagged NDs. I haven't heard that, and I wouldn't speculate or just consider whatever is being said. I don't like doing rumors. But what I am saying is that she just asked a question that we should look at what happened in Asenot, and I'm saying no. Why are you not in Ejiso after all? Now, the controversy you are talking about is that, you know, the independent candidate was our party person, and he's been a party person. He's been an MP for 2 terms, for God's sake. He has served people, Annie. And this is somebody who hails from the same area.
Okay.
So going in an election as an independent with his own party, there certainly will be controversies. But what matters is the outcome of the election. And I'm telling you, we are coming out victorious, united, and moving into 2024 election.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wish you all the best. So
Thank you,
we'll be
Annie.
monitoring
Thank you.
what will happen in Ejiso. The former MP or the late MP and Deputy Minister for Finance, John Kuma, passed, just in case you are lost on it. That's what's happening. So the party is trying to run its by-elections to get a rep for that particular constituency. It's been quite active in that constituency, quite fun, monitoring what's going on. But last week, you know, the Electoral Commission has been involved in, you know, maybe disagreements. Let me use the word disagreements. Especially leading that is the NDC trying to bring out certain issues concerning the Electoral Commission and its machines that it has to prepare for election 2024. So I think 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, we were already dealing with the issue of theft, you know, where we're told that some laptops, the Electoral Commission says it's not DVDs, but it's laptops. And those who knew the technicalities of it says that the Electoral Commission should not come trying to confuse us. It has to do with the machines, because even if you take away the laptops, it affects the system that is going to be working with. And so the Electoral Commission was not being, you know, quite straightforward with us. Now, just last week, we had 2 different releases from the Electoral Commission. Someone will say, you go explain, Taya. You know, so they are just going back and forth with a lot of explanations. We're told that some 10 BVDs were obsolete, and they were giving out, or the EC says it's been auctioned. Now, there are questions about, okay, which companies did you auction them to, or came forward, you know, to come forward? We need the details. Actually, we do. So there was one that came on the 26th of April. It says that clarification on the disposal of obsolete biometric verification devices, that's the BVDs. So here are the facts. I'm just jumping the statement.
I think it's 26th.
Yes, 26th.
Yeah.
Yes. Here are the facts for the information for the general public, And it says that the obsolete BVDs that were found at the recycling plant were acquired prior to the 2012 elections and were utilized by the current commission for the 2019 district level elections. Now, it's important to note that the previous administration had earmarked and received approval to invest $56 million for the refurbishment of biometric verification devices, biometric voter registration kits, a data center, and some new equipment as part of preparation towards the 2018 referendum and 2019 district level elections. The managers of the Commission Biometric Infrastructure had in several correspondence to the EC stated that the biometric equipment were not only obsolete but had reached their end of life, meaning they could no longer be maintained. So in spite of this, the then commission took the decision to refurbish the obsolete BVDs, BVRs, a data center, and procure some equipment at the cost of $56 million, with the plan to use them for the 2018 referendum and the 2019 district level elections, and thereafter replace the refurbished equipment ahead of 2020 general elections. The current commission, however, cancelled the contract for the total refurbishment and conducted the 2019 that's the District Assembly election, using the available equipment and without exhausting the 56 million US dollars. I hope that's clear. Then the second point is the replacement of the. Do you have the statement, or I should send it to you?
Have it.
You have that one. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So the replacement of the obsolete 2012 equipment with robust new equipment and infrastructure, rather than refurbishing them for the short-term use, was the decision this commission took to ensure the prudent use of resources that, as well as to guarantee the integrity of our electoral process. I think we'll have it on the screen. Producers, if you can help me get that on the screen, please. Now, the commission also utilized the 51 million out of 56 million US dollars approved largely for the refurbishment of obsolete equipment towards the procurement of 2 new data centers and 74,500 new BVDs and 8,500 VRs kits, a total of 68.661.92. Okay, 68,661,912.67 US dollars used to procure the above listed equipment and data centers. Now, the commission also categorically rejects the allegation of sneaking out thousands of devices for recycling to a loss, at a loss to the state. Such statements are not only false, but are designed to mislead the public and use disaffection for the institution and its leadership. As indicated earlier, the original equipment manufacturers and the managers of the Commission Biometric Infrastructures, HSB Identification BV and the TSTL respectively, informed the former commission in writing about the obsolete nature of the commission's biometric infrastructure. Now, if they wrote to them, I think that it would be very fair for you to even let us know the content of that letter. Because we don't have, they said that the managers of that, the obsolete machines, told the former commission that it was obsolete and had passed its lifespan. So if there was a written correspondence, let's see that letter. I think it will be fair.
In terms of awarding it to the company.
In terms of the communication trail between the former commission and...
Oh, but they have actually said in their fact-check document, they have stated including a breakdown of the amount and everything.
Yeah, I'm saying that let's see the correspondence letter between the managers of the BVD, of the machines, and the commission.
Yeah, to say it's obsolete and all that.
Yeah, just for transparency, I think we should see it.
Yeah, but of course, I mean, these are machines that they're using on... Okay, of course, there could have been a memo saying, these are the challenges
exactly
we have this
point.
machines.
Exactly my point.
Yes, yes.
So if they have come across that, let's see those documents. Because this is very, very important. So that no party
and it's just like they
will
have
cry
provided
foul.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Here. So
right.
if we have such a letter,
if we can
speak to it as well. Yeah,
right.
I agree. Yeah.
So they indicated that the biometric equipment and other equipment in the data center had reached end of life, meaning they could no longer be serviced, as part of them were no longer available. So indeed, the HSF Identification BV, in a letter to the commission, distanced itself from the planned repairs for the BVRs, you see. So all this, we should have some evidence to it.
I agree.
Based on the reports of the following, our experience with the equipment in 2019 district level elections, this commission, in consultation with the relevant agencies in compliance with the legal procedures, auctioned the obsolete 2012 equipment. So the auction was conducted transparently, and all legal, take note of transparently, and all legal procedures were strictly adhered to. The proceeds from the auction were duly deposited in the consolidated fund. And the commission deems it important to address persistent misinformation being peddled by one Bright Simmons and his counterparts in Imani. Now, Ghanaians would recall that Imani accused the commission of acquiring new BVDs and BVRs just for a procurement gig, and when there was no need for procurement for new equipment. So it goes on and on to point 7, point 8, point 9, point 10 because of time, just to allow you. I'll leave it there, 11, 12, and all that. And then we also have the statement on the clarification, further clarification on disposal of obsolete biometric verification devices. The clarification is the one that comes with the, what's it called? Fact checking. Yes, there's fact checking. The fact checking is the one that comes with the figures, Right, so, Beatrice, Dr. Omani Boama is the one who's been leading, I think, yes, he's the one who's been leading the communication on the activities of the EC when it comes to transparency and some of these things that, come out later in the public.
You see,
what do you want? Okay, so this was a clarification from the EC. Is that good enough? Because I think I've seen his statement again on Facebook, which he says that they will get to the bottom of it.
We certainly will get to the bottom of it. And I think that, let me use this opportunity to applaud Dr. Manibuama. He's been doing a very fantastic work. I cannot put out everything he's been doing, but I want to assure the rank and file of the NDC and the members of the NDC that Doctor has been doing some fantastic work. I happen to be part of the elections committee of the party, so I can give them that assurance. What we have is an electoral commission, which is the Annex C of the MPP party. The electoral commissioners are more pedestrian than the MPP social media communicators.
Oh, really?
The Electoral Commission has brought the office of Electoral Commission into disrepute so much that this is the only Electoral Commission that you see exchanging letters and making releases and fighting almost everybody who has an issue with the Electoral Commission. You see, the reason we agreed as a republic to have IPAC is to clear every doubt in the minds of the political parties, to allow the political parties to come to a consensus, Jojo, and come to a consensus in decision making. The Maisho Afarijan had his challenges with political parties. MPP will have issues with him, NDC will have issues with him. They will resolve at IPAC. And the practice has been that anytime there was an issue, both political parties will say that we will resolve it at IPAC. The MPP were those who called for the biometric verification. And at IPAC, the parties resolved it. You have the same with Charlotte Osei. If they had their issues, they may raise it in the media, but they had their resolutions at IPAC. What you have is more like a rubber stamp electoral commissioner who is so adamant and is just against doing the right things that you can't even understand for the life of you whether Jane Mensah understands what democracies mean. Because even in South Africa, where you have a one-party state, literally, like one party dominating, the Electoral Commission doesn't behave the way Jane Mensah is behaving. It is an eyesore, and she would always hide under the phrase, the independence of the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission is not so independent of the people's power. You owe a duty to every democracy to make sure that you are fair, you conduct a free election, fair, and you are candid. You don't have to behave like a party food soldier trying to cook stories and evidence. And Madam Jane Mensah is a lawyer. In law, we say that where a party makes an aversion capable of proof, he does not merely repeat the aversions as proof. He comes to say that, she comes to, let me take it first of all. She comes to say that, first of all, there were some biometric or BVRs, which were obsolete. And so the old commissioner took a decision to replace those obsolete materials, and they said no. Looking at the short-term use of these materials, they were better off replacing. And then when they replaced it, the cost was lower than the cost of the maintenance. That is also false. She posited half-truth. Barry, can you give me that your printed statement?
Which one? Do you want the fact check or the clarification?
What you are holding.
Okay.
I have the soft copy. You know what the Electoral Commission...
Actually, today is a fact check.
Yes. You know what the Electoral Commission did? They give a title. It's still a release from the Electoral Commission. They have given it fact check.
If you look at the documents properly, they are speaking on two different
on
issues.
26th April 2024, they are released. You know what they did? They sought to give Ghanaians what they believe was the cost of acquiring the BVDs and the BVR kits. I want to find out from the Electoral Commission, when they acquire the BVDs and the BVR, do they run on air? They run on softwares. So the Electoral Commission deliberately omitted the cost of softwares, logistics, visas, consulting from the total cost of acquiring these machines to paint an impression that they were on a cost-saving mechanism. Madam J. Mensah, we can read through you. There was no cost-saving mechanism. This is a procurement matter. And like by Simon and Imani and other people have said, somebody is benefiting from these procurement. Oh, and thank God the Supreme Court has set a precedent that procurement breaches are enough misconduct for the purposes of interpreting the Constitution and is grounds for the removal of the Electoral Commission. So at least one would just be applying the law. The Electoral Commission also sought...
But she said it was done transparently. If you read the statement of the fact checks, I don't know who were involved.
Transparently, when she has omitted...
They had the communication, from what I read, with the stakeholders.
If something is done transparency, if something is done transparently, it doesn't lie with you to say that it was done transparently.
That's true.
The facts will show that it was either transparent or not. Why has she omitted the cost of the software, like logistics, consulting, and other things from this?
Even the abrogating of the contract.
Yes. You see, Annie, but yes, you can have it. What is more worrying, Annie, is the shenanigan that the EC wants to play. You recall that the NDC raised an issue of the 10 BVDs or BVRs getting missing. And first of all, they came to deny it. They said it was never true. Nothing was missing. Then we intercepted. Then we intercepted a memo. We intercepted a memo that showed that they were now asking people to, account for the BVRs they have. Now they say that, we concede it
after the minority held a press conference.
Now they say that, we concede it is missing. And so we have even reported the matter to the police. I remember very well Dr. Manibuama on News File went into the studio when Dr. Sribwa was there and asked, when did you realize that these BVRs were missing? He said, sometime last month. When in last month, he couldn't say it. But you see, we will not put out all information at a time. We are setting a trap for the EC. This EC says that, even the ones you are complaining about that it was found at the recycling plant, you know what? We auctioned it to a private company because, again, the excuse, they were obsolete. Maybe they should find another synonym apart from obsolete because their weak defenses are becoming a bit of a cliche. And Annie, I ask myself, what is J. Mensah doing? J. Mensah is a threat to the democracy we are enjoying. And sometimes it hurts me that she's a woman because then she'll make a bad case for women. But of course, just like there are bad leaders, male bad leaders, there are good female
like
leaders.
Madame Tamaklo did.
You know what,
Yeah,
Annie?
so healing
Before you can auction any good, a public good for that matter, you need to use an auctioneer, a licensed auctioneer for that matter. So not everybody can auction a public good. Now, in this, their so-called fact check and case check and whatever titles they give to their press releases, the Electoral Commissioner failed to tell us who is the licensed auctioneer who auctioned those BVDs. And it is not just an auctioneer that you need. You need to publish the fact that you are going to auction. Because, Annie, you know what auction means?
Yeah.
You are doing the auction by bidding. So 4 companies can come and say, we want to bid. So this person puts in the offer. Another person puts in the offer. Another person puts in the offer, then the highest bidder will get it. Where is the publication?
For auction.
For the auction. Anytime the NDC catches the Electoral Commission and the other commissioners, the MPP foot soldiers who were appointed recently, they will come up quickly with a post-facto rationalization. They'll find a rationale. But you see, let me serve a notice to the Electoral Commission that they can do so much and as much ado about nothing. You remember in Asin, they brought electoral officers who in cahoots with the MPP people, if you are going to vote, they'll give you 2 ballots. That's why I saw somebody said it too. I was at the polling station where an electoral officer gave a voter 2 ballot boxes together. Go and vote for Charles Opoku.
You mean ballot boxes?
Ballot papers to go and vote for Charles Opoku. And the vigilance of the NDC exposed that electoral officer. So,
Was he arrested?
What's the name of that police station? We want to know.
it's an Asin. I don't
Which
know the
police
specific
station? You
name.
can describe.
Oh, it is close to where
This
Gabi
morning you
felt
are on a
frustrated.
speculative mood. It's not
It's
good.
it's close to where Gabi got frustrated.
Was he arrested?
Yes, we reported her to the police, and the police had to.
It's a lady?
Yes, it's a lady.
And how come we didn't hear anything about
Why
that?
would you hear?
No, I mean the media.
Because the vote.
No.
Who
I
told
mean,
you?
nobody heard about what you're saying.
Nobody heard it.
Are we not all in the space? Nobody heard it.
So what I'm trying to say is that the Electoral Commission, this time, our eagle eyes are on them. If you look at the vigilance and the mechanisms you are putting in place, Jane Mensah will have the sorry. I mean, she'll wake up one day and will be so devastated and walk to her office and declare President Mahama as the president. Because you see, just like we discovered the stolen BVRs, just like we discovered that they are lying. And Imani, by Simon specifically, let me mention him out for the good job he's doing. And if all civil society, some of which have been bribed into numbness, will join the NDC in raising the noise, Jane Mensah will sit down. But let me say that the victory of the NDC cannot be curtailed. 2020 is not 2024. 2016 is not 2024. And so if they are guided by the past election, and if the confidence of the NPP matches in the face of the mismanagement we are experiencing, the excruciating hardships we find ourselves in, if their hope is the Electoral Commission, then they should sit up. Then the Vice President might as well come back to the Flagstaff House and start working. Because this time we have served notice, we will match you boot for boot. And for you to be seeing these number of statements from the Electoral Commission, it tells you one thing and only one thing, that more than ever, the NDC is vigilant. We will keep exposing the Electoral Commission in public, and in private, we will keep taking measures to curb the rigging of the election. What happened in 2020 will not happen again. That I can promise you.
Right. Let me have Aja.
Beatrice.
Let me take.
I am just glad.
No, hold on. Let me take
happy.
a break.
Okay.
Then when I come back, I will not.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you.
So let's take a breather. We'll be back shortly. Right, you're welcome back. You're still on Good Morning Ghana. And lawyer Beatrice Annan still with me, member of the NDC communications team, and Haja Rabi Salifu. I'm trying to woo her into your... also, Deputy Communications Director for the MPP. Haja, let me just do this quickly before I come to you. So, Game Pass Game says that Game Park Limited, all right? If you know what wealth means to you and you want to be like a tycoon, remember that who's got the moolah got the power. Ghana's newest lottery game draws on Adom TV, 9 a.m., 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. daily. Now pick up your phones and tablets and computers and also download the Game Park Games app on the Play Store. You can also play on the website. It's www.gameparkgame.com or by dialing *946# on all networks. So choose from the number 029. Easy to play and easy to win. Now, nobody beats our odds in Ghana, so Game Park Games says that more moolah, more power, and is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18, so play responsibly. Now, Betway Cash Out also says that Ayesoko, their Kosombo Dam is big, but Betway Cash is bigger, so Betway is giving you more control over every thrilling bet you place. That's a difficult tongue-twisting word. Enjoy the biggest and more reliable cash out in Ghana Betway on Betway today without hassle. So sign up today on betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply, and it's also regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana, not for persons under 18, so play responsibly. Betway, Getway more. Now, Blue Juice and Energy Drink also has been on the Ghanaian market for over 20 years, and we already know what it does for the body. It contains vitamins and nutrients like vitamin B2, B3, B6, B12, and as well as taurine and guarana, now which are known to boost your strength and energy as well as promote high performance and endurance. So Blue Juice Energy Drink has been tested and tried, and having been on the market for 20 years, you know that it's probably good for you. So, for bulk purchase, contact the Budget Cash and Carry Limited on 0208 128 190 or 055 001 000. Blue Jeans Energy Drink. Enjoy and power your day. Haja, I'll let you come in now.
Annie, it is so sad how the NDC has taken an approach of always attacking the EC and some other stakeholders in this country. Just recently, Kweku Bako was talking to them. Kwesi Pratt, rather. He spoke to them that even he's now getting worried on what he should be saying in this country. Because if the government has done well, at least you can't say everything is wrong. And you can't say everything is right. So at least when the right thing is being done, like you were telling me, commendation is necessary. It's not all the time you just come and they are bad. No. I don't like such approach. I am just telling Madame Jane Mensah that, look, she should take it easy. She should remain resolute. And she shouldn't be intimidated. They will do worse of what they are doing. For these issues that are coming, they are just, for me, they are minor. They would come after her. And she should be the strong woman she is, because we believe in her, and then the competence she's exhibiting is much appreciated. Now, Annie, look at this. These BVDs, I don't know why Beatrice chose not to get into the real substance, but just attacking and attacking and attacking. I think we should go beyond attacks. The procurement of these BVDs was done in 2012. And when you count from 2012 to 2024, you would have gotten 12 good years, isn't it? Now, these machines are not just used for general elections. They are used for district assembly elections. They are used for, limited registration processes, and all other activities that the EC is mandated to carry out. Now, you have a machine, even your own car that you are riding, you keep servicing this car for 12 good years. If you have the capacity to change it, why not change it, Annie? Because some would even deem a vehicle or a machine that is beyond 10 years as outmoded or not, or incapacitated in whatever activity you want to use it for. So for me, yes, you said something very profound. That look, you expected in terms of these expansion that they have done, for for them to have gone beyond just this, to provide the letter of request or the memo, the correspondence within internally. And when you look at best practices, that is what it calls for. When the machine is broken up. But for me, given this detailed response they have given, the breakdown, word by word, tells me that if we should go to EC today, I wouldn't be surprised to find this letter of correspondence you are talking about. Because they have exhibited clear transparency here. And we should give them the opportunity to provide us if they have it. Beatrice was asking
but like
about,
she said, transparency is not just about you saying it's transparent.
So that is...
Transparency is the facts of it. And you're auctioning a public good. There are processes when you're auctioning a public good. The procurement processes as well. You can make it, you should make it public for us to know that this is what happened. I mean, it's easy to prove.
Annie,
you know,
Annie, it is good to say that, and it is right to do that. What I am telling you is that the fact that they have been bold enough, and we saw it on your screens, to provide their budget approval from or with the PPA, that's for 2028 and 2020, tells you that they have, and the possibility of they having it. I don't work with the EC, but I know with what they have demonstrated this morning and even days before this, will tell you that if you make follow-up, and thank God we have been able to say the right to information bill has been passed and all that, you can go to request it. And I know certainly they would be able to provide. I have very much confidence in them, and they will provide that. Moving forward, now getting into the whole document. Moving from, say, the sheer attacks, speculations and all that. The question here is, when you look at the Facebook post Simon made, some of the DVDs were spotted around Medina and what have you. Now, should we just limit ourselves to where it was spotted or who is having it in possession? I think we should look beyond that. And that is why investigations are always allowed. The EC has responded. You can take their response and make further investigations. Now, you said something also very useful. Who are these companies that were buying this or that were gotten this machines being auctioned to? Yes, probably you can have it auctioned to, and you can in turn also resell it to me. And somebody arguing that if it is obsolete, why are you still giving out to another person? I would argue with you that, look, for efficiency, and if you look at the statement, it says it clearly, to avoid issues of doubt, issues of inaccurate results, and issue of ineffective performance, it is only fair to say the machines are over 10 years. I mean, this
but
is
you
the
see, I'm a bit confused about one thing. Reading from one of the statements, that the fact check statement, the EC said the machines have crossed its lifespan. It means it's useless. I mean, now it's really baller. We can't even maintain
over
it
10 years,
as the previous previous commission wanted to do.
Yeah.
So why the need for an auction?
Oh, have you forgotten of our scrap dealers?
So it was auctioned to scrap dealers.
Have you forgotten about recycle? Have you forgotten about people who would come and get these laptops, refabricate them? Have you forgotten about people, even if it is one, even if it is a single one, and there is a need to give it somebody who can then use it in a different way? Why not, Annie? Okay. The purpose for which we are sending it out is not or might not be the same reason why this person is procuring them. So that one you can argue on that. So now, Annie, what I am saying is that something caught my eye in their report, and that takes you to the fact-checking procurement, that document, the paragraph 7 of it, because you have read the other one. It says, for the 74,500 new BVDs and 8,500 new BVDs, the current administration of the commission saved this country. So they are even saying it, just opposing it with the previous administration. Now, they are saying an amount of $57 million, 57,918,270. That's $1 million, compared to the price at which the previous administration was going to pay for the new BVD. So it tells you that, Annie, it is true that the machines were quite malfunctional or were totally malfunctional. And even the previous administration made attempts to replace them, given what they are saying now.
Why do you think both NDC, Imani, and other organizations who have, trampled upon this matter have raised concerns? Why do you think they've raised concerns?
Transparency is a must. It's very important to have transparency. It's important to do due diligence in whatever.
So why do you describe it as attacks?
It depends on the choice of words. It depends on the route any communicator will take on the subject matter. Not asking questions to the issues, making it I'm not saying asking questions or seeking clarification is an attack. But when you are responding, when you are probing, when you are speaking about that in attacking tone or mood is what I am resisting. And that shouldn't be encouraged. Now, this is the catch, Annie. The final point says, it is also worth noting that the previous commission earmarked $15 million for the data center and biometric system upgrade, just for the upgrade of the data center and biometric. Whereas the current administration spent $6,161,869.69. So look at the difference, Annie, between 15 million and then 6 million. This is what Madam Jane Mensah has done for us, cutting the costs. So if we are interested in saying, we've seen it here, it's been auctioned, we are asking the question, we should as well be interested in seeing how effective managing the place, how saving the purse of the country.
Who did Madam Jane Mensah work with in all these activities she engaged in? Which organizations? She said stakeholders in what I read.
Oh, Annie, but
which stakeholders? No, she didn't mention the stakeholders in the statements they brought.
Stakeholders in what?
Which stakeholders did
process?
Yes, everything that has happened, saving the country millions of dollars.
She has mentioned PPA here. She has mentioned, and she said they approved the budget for both to.
No, that is what? What is PPA?
You are talking about stakeholders. Please. No,
what is PPA?
They are in charge of procurement, and they thought, what is stakeholders, Annie? Who is a stakeholder? No, who is a stakeholder today? No, who? You said
okay,
who
take your
did she
time.
work with?
Who are stakeholders in our electoral process today? Who are?
We, the voters, you, the media,
and who?
Everyone, the Ghanaians,
and who?
The EC themselves,
and
the
who?
Political party,
and
all
who?
of us are stakeholders.
And are they all involved in this?
No, it's not everything administratively that you must get everyone to come and be part of this.
That is why she's having problems today.
And that is why she's clarifying to us as stakeholders. That is why she's provided this information to Ghanaians as stakeholders. That is why she would tell you, I would confidently tell you, because she has demonstrated in stating all this categorically here,
it
means she can provide. So, Annie, I will sit in for the
point I want to make is,
and tell you that they should provide the rest of documents.
The point I'm making is,
and I'm confident
if you always are seen coming to explain after the fact, there will be too much suspicions on you.
Why must you say what you are doing when you are not done executing it? Annie, so if you are in a planning process, if you are implementing something, why do you want to use that prudent time to come and now explain what? You are still working.
No, but the document the EC has provided shows that it is done with everything.
How?
Because the BVDs were seen outside.
Oh, but if they are molded and they are being auctioned, what's wrong with that?
That is why the parties will come and question you.
If Ministry of Health, if Ministry of Health is having their auction, do they put out a document explaining critically and the machine and the car? And no. They send the adverts. We are auctioning. And now you asked, do we want to see the documents?
What is the procurement process? No, Hajia. What's the procurement process one must go through in auctioning a public good?
The evaluation, of course, would be part. And what I am telling you is that even internally, she not providing it part of these releases doesn't mean they don't have those documents. No, I'm not stressing. I'm just telling you, look, sometimes it's just good to be fair to people and institutions. What I am telling you today, Annie, is that it is no way, and there will not be a way that they will just get up, call somebody on soul sourcing and say, Rabbi, pick this, pay us this amount. There was a procedure. And I am telling you, Annie, I can say this on authority that for them to be able to provide all these details, cutting it, breaking it down, it tells you all other documents we are asking for this morning can be provided. And I'm appealing to the EC to make these documents available to just clear the doubts any other person might have.
So good morning, and it's obvious that the NDC has raised the bar by naming Professor Jean as, I haven't spoken about her yet, as the running mate.
Everybody's itching to hear that.
For His Excellency JDM, and her nomination is dazing the MPP into comatose. So in any case, how did the Vice President, who is being touted as a functioning effectively, than his predecessors, want to surreptitiously exonerate himself from the mismanagement of the economy? David Edutema, West constituency, sent that in. Prince Harry Koforidua, I haven't heard from you in a while. Good morning to you. And he says that Annie is actually aware of the price which the Ghana cedis is trailing behind $1. Is Aja aware that today a liter of fuel is almost 15 Ghana cedis? Same price is what it was sold as a gallon under the NDC led by JDM. So comparing mismanaged and failed economies to Baumia to the nation builder John Mahama is very absurd. You say the MPP opposition is waiting the MPP come December 7, 2024. Prince Henry Koforidua sent this in, and Ambassador Sampiale is wishing her daughter, his granddaughter, I would say, happy birthday to little Martha Asiajua Yale. Little Martha Asiajua Yale of Royal Stream Academy. She's 9 years old today. So little Martha, happy birthday to you from Grandpa Ambassador Sampiale. From Evans Dinko Garu says, good morning, and very soon the EC will come out with a new word or phrase on the auction BVDs. They will tell you they use the undisclosed sole sourcing auctioneer. Hey, EC, this is the end of the road. You didn't add your name. But Annie, the EC should be honest and allow Ghanaians to choose their leaders freely. They should not try to manipulate figures for the MPP because we have all eyes on them. Alhaji Haruna from Ashaiman sent that in. Okay, I still have some messages I saw. Okay, good morning, Annie. The MPP thinks that we are in the year 1888, where a child was born and it will take more than a week before the child can see. But nowadays, immediately the child was born, he or she can see what's happening. Ismaila Horoya Ali from Nima sent that in. Ismaila, thank you for your message. Good morning, Mystic Wanda Inside and Soma Dredge says, good morning, Annie, and your crew, especially Lawyer Beatrice. It is inarguably clear that Jean Mensah wants to make the Electoral Commission a wing of the MPP. Jean Mensah shouldn't think that she is the repository of all knowledge, and also know that no matter how long it takes, a stammerer will surely mention his or her name. For Mystic, your message is interesting, Mystic Inside and so much drudgery. Let's do a quick one before I let you go. I'll do trends pretty shortly, but I have a few. I wanted to talk about the education, statistics that's come up, but I think another time. So we'll get into that later. Tell me about your latest.
You've curtailed my excitement.
I'm sorry. Tell me about your latest.
Our latest standard set for the office of Vice President. I think that what Professor Jinana has brought to the table. Even your studio people are excited at the mention of her name. What she's brought to the table is that she's elevated the office of Vice President. You could see that she's bringing back honesty, decency, integrity, and responsibility. Apart from the fact that she spoke in a well-scripted manner, I think there is one thing that Professor Jinana made clear. First of all, she's made it clear that she's a team player. She says that when the time for reckoning comes, she will not, under self-serving ambition, declare to the whole world that she's a driver's mate. So she's bringing something to the table. I interpret that statement to mean that she's everything Dr. Baumia is not. And everything Dr. Baumia is, she will not be. And so Ghanaians can expect a woman who is bringing some decency to the table. And Annie, I'm excited about her nomination, not because she's a woman alone. Of course, as a woman, the optics and representation matter. For the first time, we can see that at the table, at the highest level of the presidency, the case of women will be made. She herself made a statement. The match as her nomination as a woman is historic. We must look beyond history making because we are not in ordinary times. We are in a time when what you have is some level of greed, where public officers under the guise of COVID will buy Sputnik V at a higher price. And when you ask them, they will say they are not thinking. We are having to discuss SML deal that some 1 month on assuming office on 14 February as a Vows Day gift to the president, they formed SML and is siphoning the state's resources. And today, the chief clearing agent has cleared them. And we are at a place where this government is made up of people with unbridled arrogance. When you ask for timetable, their potential running mates will tell you that Ghanaians, do your timetable yourselves. So Professor Jinana is bringing some decency to the ticket. Then you have shared dishonesty. Annie, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Today is Monday. So 6 days after she delivered her speech, nobody has found a line of anything that will be described as a lie or dishonesty. You let somebody start the campaign after today, you will see Fact Check Ghana coming to fact check lies. And so you have a woman who is very decent. Now, Professor Jinana said something, that the MPP is embarked on what we call the state capture. Under her, she's not coming with a Japadia-like manifesto. And have you seen the Japadia document? If you doubt that document, look at how the MPP is running the country. First of all, they say Osafo Mafo's
I thought
son.
we haven't found the writer for Japadia.
Oh, you don't need to see the writer. You must look at the event. This one, circumstantial evidence. How is it that 4 years ago, it was predicted that Osafo Mafo's son should be the head of SNIT, and today he's the head of SNIT, that Ace Ankume's wife should be made an executive member of EcoBank, and today she's occupying the portfolio, that they must set up a company called a Japa to take away the gold resources. And indeed, a company was set up, but for the vigilance of the minority, we would have our natural mineral resources mortgage. That they must take the power sector. You had the PDS. And you know the trailer in Manila, when they were sharing shareholding, they were sharing the assets of the country like tomatoes. What Professor is promising you is that under the NDC, there would not be a state capture. The MPP says what? They need 12 years. They need 12 years to be in power. They are in 8 years. They need 12 years to now auction our country. The EC is auctioning BVD without. Very soon, if you give them another term, they will auction this country. So you have a woman who is coming to the ticket with a lot of honesty. We are at a stage where the president's mates and Dr. Baumia's classmates cannot have access to their hard-earned savings and their pension contributions. The vice president is happy. Today, he's being funded by the state. He will drive the state vehicle and go and campaign. His mates he went to school with who are 60 and who are in retirement and who want their pension to buy their medicine for diabetes, they cannot get because of his mismanagement. That Professor Jenana says that when at the time of reckoning, you ask what the NDC has done, you will hear of the number of hospitals that has been done and built and not a cathedral. When it is asked, you will hear of an NDC. Please don't interrupt.
We are the same Ghanaians.
When I started, you said you will get angry.
just
So I don't want to get angry because you are finishing. You are concluding. So if you start, you will not make a submission.
We are the same Ghanaians.
Okay. When at the end of the day, when it is asked, you will not see the NDC dissipating COVID funds and sharing it for their PCs like this government has done. When again it is asked, you will not see a president, John Mahama, writing love letters to appointees who have stashed monies under their bed and doing my dear Cecilia.
That's not a love letter.
But what is it?
It's just.
Have you seen, apart from Cecilia, have you seen my dear Minister of Health? Do you see the Minister of Health letter when they were sacking him?
My dear.
Do you see my dear? There was no my dear. It was only Cecilia who had my dear in the
but
letter.
I'm saying that Cecilia's letter is not
Okay, so it's a, you know when you were in SS, my dear, that's how you write love letter. So what we are saying is that President Mahama would not be a clearing agent. Then you see, after this woman has been nominated, delivered a powerful speech which has dazed Dr. Bawumia and has started campaigning even without planning. You know what their challenges with the woman is? They are not saying that Professor Jenana is corrupt. Nobody has had the temerity and the courage to say that. They are not saying she cannot even do her work, that she's not competent. You know what they are saying? That Professor Jenana bought buses, 500 buses, and indeed distributed these buses to secondary schools for their use. And it's not being paid, so she's not good. In fact, they are saying that she was not able to pay the arrears of the free uniform and free sandals she supplied. That children in Ghana got access to free uniform. That they actually had access to free sandals, but she hasn't paid. And I say that, Professor Jenana, I salute you. You know why, Annie? When the woman was at the Ministry of Education, you know what she wanted to curb? The procurement corruption, the pension for some public administrators and officers to make wealth out of purchases. Today, they are going to paint schools blue and white. They should add red shoes to make it MPP colors so that they can complete. The woman said that before I pay any contractor, you must deliver the goods and deliver it completely before we initiate payment. So the buses will get to the schools, the uniforms will get to the schools before I pay you. Today, under this government, they are buying past questions. They are buying matters which they cannot even deliver. And they are paying the contractors up front. Viewers, the choice is yours. Who would you take? A woman who is so squeaky clean, knows her work, and would not, under the guise of making money from procurement, procure goods for the benefit of the people of Ghana, and then ask the Ministry of Finance to pay. So if they have not paid, but you know, we welcome this debate about arrears. Because you see, let me show you. I'm London. This government says that they are going to paint schools and change uniforms to blue and white. Not so. And do you know that in 2019, this same government changed uniform? And out of that uniform, they spent in excess of 106 million cedis. As we speak, from 2019 till now, records available in Parliament show that they haven't paid the suppliers to the tune of 74 million cedis. So, the politics of arrears, you are in government. You changed uniform in 2019. You have not paid the arrears of 74 million cedis for the school uniforms. But because of procurement benefits, you want to introduce a new, who did this to us? And Professor Nana's sin is that she supplied uniform. She didn't get kickbacks and corruption deals from procurement, whatever. And so she's not fit for the office. This government is not even providing textbooks. But in the previous time they had provided the textbook for the students in their old curriculum, they owe the suppliers to the tune of 225 million cedis. You haven't paid. WAEC, you owe them 129.8 million. You haven't paid. Utilities for secondary schools, you haven't paid. They are disconnecting it. You owe trainee allowance in excess of more than 2 years, you haven't paid. Buffer stock, the traders and suppliers are always demonstrating. So if this woman's crime is because of arrears, look at you. And there is no money to pay them. Then you hear them say that, oh, she canceled teacher and training allowance. And I say, oh, this is all you have on the woman.
I was trying to make reference to, I remember that changing of uniform thing.
2019, they changed it.
So there was this story
Brown.
that City Online captured. It said introduction of new uniforms, ill-advised, AFAC. And it was pressure group, Alliance for Accountable Governance, AFAC, is surprised about the government's decision to introduce a new uniform for public junior high schools. AFAC, in the statement, also questioned the rationale for the decision and described it as ill-informed. According to AFAC, government must instead focus on providing infrastructure for schools and finding innovative ways of providing the academic performance. And it says that, has government considered the financial impact of this policy on existing business class operating in a government sector, introducing the policy in coming 2019-2020 academic year, ill-advised? It would ruin lots of businesses which have stocked garments for the current uniforms. AFAC added in the statement.
So you are comparing a woman. Yes, I'm concluding. You are comparing a woman who has achieved so much. See, in this woman, she's responsible for constructing in excess of 1,700 kindergarten. What is your record in that regard? She eliminated 2,000 schools under trees. What is your record? You have only 17. For all the times you've been in office, this woman ensured that at the basic level, secondary and tertiary, not for vote-winning gimmick, we were on the mission of transforming textbook to student ratio. At the end of her tenure, students had 4 core textbooks, 1 dictionary, 1 student to 4 textbooks. When in the past, it was 1 textbook to 4 students. Today, 4 years, you have not been able to introduce or give student textbooks, and you're saying that what? Let me tell you, if you combine the academic qualification, her expertise, there is nobody in the NPP, from the president to the last person, whose CV can match the woman. It's the reason they are dazed. It's the reason they don't know what to do. And let me sound this last warning. They have sent some of their communicators to be attacking His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Professor Jenana. I want to tell the NPP communicators that 2016 is not 2024. And 2020 is not 2024. And so if this election, they will not reduce it to the economy, to the excruciating hardship, and they will make up their mind that they will attack our ticket, we are more than prepared for them.
Okay, Ajia.
I think Beatrice needs to go and fact check or cross check her information on the food supplies payment. Are we even good there? Because go and check. I am just telling you to go and check.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I am coming to respond to you. I'm just telling her to go and check. You know I don't want to do that to her, so I won't say anything. So what I am telling you is that, Annie,
give us your contrary fact.
I can feel the pressure, and I can feel the learning process, and teaching and learning is allowed. The office of a vice president in this country has been given some sense of value, has been given that attraction. Thanks to Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, who has made the country, including Professor Jenana Mensah, or what's her name, Opoku, to know that a vice president can also come to Ghana, to Ghanaians, to say what she is capable of doing. Let's not forget, it's the same woman that was used for the previous election. We have seen the same Professor, what is her name? I keep forgetting, Professor Nana Ajima. We have seen her being the running mate. We have seen her come to public to speak. And look, Annie, I was following all the social media trends on Twitter, X now. I do have it on X, on Facebook, and even people who would speak, people who wouldn't even have any interest in politics would tell you, hey, these people have really learned from you. They have gone to rebrand, and rebranding is allowed. Now, the whole thing is the confusion here. I don't know whether Beatrice and her other communicators are now putting her as the presidential candidate, or they are putting John Mahama as the presidential candidate. Let's get it clear.
This is a vice president who came to deliver a speech, and she made it categorically clear that her boss would come and say his report. And initially in our conversation, I told Beatrice that the same boss shall be asked critical questions, and they would be legitimate questions. And it wouldn't be Ravi or Annie that would be asking him those questions, but the same Ghanaians who will be asking him those questions. My expectation of her was to have taken her time to prove to Ghanaians that, look, I came the first time, I didn't really live up to expectation. I served as a minister, and this is the proof or the record I am putting to you that as a minister, I was able to do ABC, and that should give you the confidence to vote for my boss, to put me around him, to support him to deliver. Talk about what she couldn't do. I don't even know why Beatrice talked partially. She chose to say it without admitting that there were some issues they couldn't put in place or do very well. Talking about feeding grants. For the year 2014 to 2016, an amount of over 1 million Ghana cedi was not paid.
Less than what is the other
Two, feeding grant to special schools, deaf and dumb, very vulnerable class of people.
Who is supposed to pay? Right?
Not paid from
who is supposed to pay?
But it's the minister's responsibility to ensure. You were boldly here telling us what she did right. So all the things she implemented, was she not the person implementing them?
Whose responsibility is it to pay?
You just told
It is her
her
responsibility
you gave her the
to
credit
procure.
of implementation.
Yes, to procure.
So I will give her the discredit of not being able. Please let me learn. I didn't do what you are doing. I allowed you to go.
So much for a party that doesn't take responsibility.
Same 2014 to 2016. You can't distract me, you know. I can do worse. I just chose to allow you to talk. So just do what you are expected to do. Look, the amount of 4.5 million also, Annie, was not cleared. President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, stop it. I don't want to shout at Annie, moderate this show properly. I don't want to say.
But you were interrupting me.
I didn't.
I told you.
I was only giving you chorus. I was pushing you to go.
I was giving you chorus.
Stop what you're doing.
No, Annie, you didn't call her.
Stop it. Annie, stop what you're doing. I mean, Beatrice, stop what you're doing. Stop it. Let me go. So let me come. 4.5 million. 3. Senior high school subsidies not paid. 2 within that area. That's period. 4.
Whose responsibility
funds for their
is it to
progressive SHS. They were saying
it's a very weak argument.
Paid within that period. 33 million.
I thought they said we didn't implement
President Nana Addo was the one who came.
I thought you said
she can't
we didn't
even sit for me
implement.
to talk.
No, I thought you said we didn't implement progressive free SHS. So what happened? I thought you said we didn't implement that. So why are you now quoting that?
Go ahead.
Is she supposed to be doing
Go ahead.
I'm
No, she's
asking
not.
you a question.
Go ahead. Beatrice,
You are
allow
not
her.
for the moderator, Beatrice.
No.
You
Beatrice,
aren't
allow
the
her, allow her.
moderator,
She
for
interrupted
God's
and
sake.
asked me. I'm
So
asking
5.
her.
5.
I
And
thought you said we didn't
I will
implement.
mention these facts as far as, look, I don't mind if it is hitting you hard on the face.
not hitting
I
you.
will
What
keep
have you
mentioning that. If it's not hitting you,
Your
time is running
sit
out.
calmly
I'm
and
going for break
listen.
now.
Look,
15
5.
minutes land.
Same on
You
capitation.
haven't
Now,
said anything.
let me come and tell you, Annie, we are with a vice president who has worked efficiently, and he is moving into an election. And what we are saying also clearly is that they should be sure and clear about what they are coming to tell us. They came to talk about 24-hour economy, very vague. I listened to her on TV3, struggling to talk about the thematic areas they will be focusing on. At the end of the day, I asked myself, with which electricity, with which competence, with which human resource? This is what we are looking for. We are coming clear. After Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia spoke, you could see clearly that new tax amnesty, bold, it is there. You could see strongly stated, you could see him strongly stating that I would look into internal revenue mobilization, bold. When you come to look at our education sector, he spoke about the 4th and 5th industrial revolution, which we are currently in. That was also bold. He came to tell you that, look, upon all the achievements my boss have gotten this country, I would come to build on it more and more and more. And that is why today, the woman in my village will tell you that I am very, very grateful. And not she alone. The gender parity issue that we have today, it is something we can proudly talk about.
All
right.
What we are saying
Are women
here
now
is
dynamic?
also,
Are women now dynamic in your
so
family?
my presence here and other
But your
women
president said your women are not dynamic.
others and other Beatrice, stop this, and other women's
know-
competence
What did I-
and leadership.
Do you know
is
Mr.
enough
Martin
to answer.
AEC?
AEC, yes.
So that is the Beatrice, if you don't know him.
Who is he?
That's the main call.
Yes.
Today is his birthday.
What has he done? Oh, today is his birthday. Oh yeah, you know I like his Monday programs on the
Yes, so
Mineral.
it's Thursdays.
Thursday
Yes,
program.
yes. He
Yeah.
comes here every Thursday.
Okay.
We wish him
to
a
give us some
happy
understanding.
birthday,
We wish
but
him
the
a
galamsey
very-
issue is killing
we
us.
wish him a very-
He should do something about
And you
it.
see, Annie, you
But
should let me
I'm
learn.
learning.
Annie, I
Kids
need to
not-
learn. Annie,
Oh.
she's deliberately
So,
doing this.
happy
And now
birthday.
To not
Look,
let these
So a
She's
happy
ignored.
birthday to
You see
Mr.
what you're
Martin.
doing. Annie, you
Can
see
you
what
allow me
you're
to
doing.
wish?
Let me learn. You see
Can you
what
allow
she's
me
doing.
to wish a birthday?
She should behave.
Can I have Mr. Martinez's picture on the
Kids
screen?
not
And
MDC wishes to invite everybody to their
I
walk.
want to learn. Tell her to stop what she's doing. Annie, I don't know why
can you
cut
show
off
Martinez's
me?
picture?
Beatrice, your people are
All
watching
NDC
you.
people are invited to Ketu North.
Do you have-
on
I am
first
saying this.
You have
Then
his
this show
picture.
will not go
for
end
the
this way.
work.
What I am saying
Okay, that's Mr. Martinez, just in case you've lost on him. So happy birthday to you. Hey, you book and disturb.
She has messed up your show. You are watching her.
How?
She's messing up the show.
How?
told you not to do that. I am
Your time is up. I'm going for a break.
I am landing. I need to land.
Land.
Land where? You are going for a break. Where? The time is finished. Which break are you going again?
Hey, why
to
you are
come
the
back one
producer
time.
of the show, not
You've
for
been
you.
a producer throughout. Have you forgotten that? So, Annie, what I am
Choose
saying
your
is that
running mate. So far, your candidates are so tainted.
Look, you see,
there is no
you see,
credible
they are
person
shaking.
in the MPP.
Annie, they
Shaking
are
over
shaking.
Napo and Edutu.
they are shaking because we have told them that as a vice president or as
Napo.
a running mate,
I'll
you
be
can
so
be
happy.
relevant in this country.
And you know my candidate.
We
My
have
candidate
told
is
them.
Napo.
We
Yeah,
have
what's
told
Napo
them.
to come?
We have told them the relevance of the running mate, and they have said they are shaking.
I'll go for a
Annie,
break. I'll be
they
back
are
shortly.
shaking.
You're welcome back. Let's do trends, and Harry is with me. You're welcome.
Thank
Good
you
morning.
very much. Good morning. I mean, April is about to end, so yes. Let's start with Good Morning Ghana.
Okay.
Some of the comments were quite interesting, so if we can get a Good Morning Ghana comment, then we move on to the others. Dumso is also trending. Okay, so we need Dr. Alhaji Baumia to continue the good work for us. Digital man known as Dr. Alhaji Baumia is the next president Ghanaians need for better development. In Shraba, Anelka says so. Jane Mensah, the Jezebel, will have no choice than to declare the visionary JDM as the leader of this nation. Faustina Emisa says so. Interesting.
That's an unfair comment.
The Dumso is killing us. Electric items are destroying. Job best IET. Okay. Under Dr. Baumia, there will be pension schemes for small scale miners. Wache Prince is also saying, okay. You can't even pay tier 2 of 900,000 public workers. How can you manage premiums of small scale businesses? Every everywhere. Rex, I can't pay. Okay. Use your Ghana card to swipe your electricity meter and see if you go get light. Struggling businesses and traders will be saved through Dr. Mahmoud Baumia's tax amnesty policy. Kofi Jotovi. I saw what Madam Beatrice was saying about the EC officials in Asen North. It's all over social media. So, Madam NPP, if you didn't know anything about it, doesn't mean it is not true. Okay. So, away from that, Dumso, as I said, Dumso is also trending. And Maud Idrisu said that during Mahama's time, Dumso was way, way better than NPP. So, they are doing comparison now. And some people are not so happy about that.
During Mohammed's time, it lasted longer. But what made it good?
Was the timetable.
Thank you.
Yes. So let's take a few of the Dumso comments. In Sierra Leone, an energy minister has resigned over Dumso, but in Ghana, someone in that position is still at post and rather aiming at becoming Alhaji Vatican's mate. The least said about Napo, the better. Okay. His CG doesn't have a timetable. You get served what you deserve. New week, new heat. That's man. Here we go. Heat, heat, heat. I think this is a parody.
It has to be.
Again. Because
What nonsense is that?
Ghanaians' mentality toward politics is concerning. During the NDC time, there was Dumso and they implemented a timetable. If the NPP is also facing issues with Dumso, they should consider implementing a timetable. However, my concern is whether the issues are the same. It's localized fault, so there's no way there's going to be timetable. Comparison has always been our problem. Dumso has been under both governments and will continue to happen. What plans do we have to avert manage it in the future? That should be the discussion. Livingston, Ellie, Aivo. Okay, so lastly, Wizkid is trending. Do you remember I was here talking about the video that Davido was kneeling and begging someone? And apparently Wizkid has not been tweeting a lot. He decided to go quiet. And today, he started with a lot of tweets, particularly with Davido. I don't know whether if he's shading Davido or whatever, but
They always shade each other.
but a lot of people are like, wow, so Wizkid, you're alive, you're tweeting. And hence, Wizkid is trending. So let's take a few of the comments and then I wrap up with the trends. Okay, so Wizkid finally knows the
What
music.
did he tweet?
He tweeted Davido's video.
The video.
Yeah, the video where he was begging.
So has it been confirmed that that was the video?
Yeah, it is.
It's okay. It's okay. We don't want the comments. It's okay. Prosper says that it's important for women to discuss other women. In this case, a woman has been phenomenal in her achievements, and both in office and out of office, to be careful and circumspect. These do not aid in achieving the affirmative action we have so much longed for. Tell them to remember the fact that they are also climbing a certain ladder. Okay, they're not here yet now. They've all left, but thank you for the... So Obama, good morning to you. And good job by Rabbi. So Obama is texting that. Okay, so ask for Pomade at least about her. But so Obama, I promise you, I'll forward your message to Beatrice. Okay, so Harry, thank you.
Yeah, thank you
for
very
coming
much.
to Hawaii. And thank you as well for watching. This has been Good Morning Ghana. We'll come back tomorrow for the show.